Hi, I'm Tom.
And I'm Dom.
And we are
Tom and Dom Travel. We recently took a cruise on Sky Princess for 14 nights and we sailed out of Southampton. We visited a number of ports in France, Portugal and Spain.
Welcome to day 11 where we are in Cartagena.
If you've missed any of our Sky Princess playlist, make sure you check them out after this video by clicking the link there.
Today in Cartagena is only a half day in port, so we had to be back on the ship by 1:30. So what we thought was, as usual with our port days, we'd get up nice and early, very quick breakfast and straight off the ship.
As we disembarked Sky Princess, we were greeted to a lovely musical serenade by a group of Romans. Very unusual.
Well, we wasn't expecting it, but it was a good introduction to the day. Although we did hear later on that those on the ship, I think the Romans banging their drums for hours on end did slightly annoy them.
The port in Cartagena is nice, it's quite modern, it's quite newly refurbished. It's quite a large marina as well attached to it, and there's lots of boats and ships all docked in there. Also, what you could get from the port is a little
train
that takes you around all of the attractions of Cartagena. We opted not to, and we wanted to take in the sights, so as usual we just followed our feet and just kept walking.
As you leave the port and walk along the marina, you cross a busy road, and then in front of you there's a set of stairs. We walked up these stairs and headed into the main town of Cartagena.
Cartagena is a very traditional Spanish city with Spanish architecture and design. You know, if you were picked up and dropped there and you had no idea where you were going, you could tell what country you were in just by looking at the buildings.
Yeah. Once again, like a few of our stops on this cruise, it was Roman influenced and has a lot of Roman history within the town. We arrived in Cartagena main shopping street and had a walk around looking at some of the shops.
As we were looking at the shops, we stumbled upon a church, and as you'll know by now, if there's a church and we're allowed in it, we're going in. So we went in and had a look. A really beautiful church, very sort of traditional, old-fashioned, but beautiful nonetheless.
Yeah, we like to go in the church. It feels like we are experiencing a bit of culture. Yeah.
After the church, we carried on walking through the main shopping street of Cartagena, and we came across a bench with a bronze statue of a woman sat on it.
Well, yes, we did, and I sat next to this lovely lady and had a chat for about 10 minutes.
Gave me a bit of peace.
We carried on along the shopping street until we came to basically a main road and the end of the road. So we took a turn to the right and found ourselves heading towards a small hill, which we headed up, and on top of this hill there were some Roman ruins.
At the top of the hill there are lots and lots of ancient ruins from the Roman period. Some are well preserved, others not so, but interesting nonetheless.
So being on top of this hill with some of the Roman ruins, we had a good view across most of Cartagena, and what we could see was a castle in the distance. Once again, as we visited a few castles in this series, we thought, why not head towards that castle? So we descended the hill and again entered the main shopping centre of Cartagena.
We made our way towards the hill with the castle on it, and we came across another tourist attraction in Cartagena, and that is the lift.
We arrived at the lift and there was a small queue, but nothing too bad. It took us about 10 minutes to get to the front of the queue. We went into the lift because there was only about 5 to 6 of us allowed in the lift at a time. Very small lift. It took us up, so it meant we didn't have to climb any stairs today, and over a bridge and into the castle.
At the top of the lift is Conception Castle, and it's got some absolutely beautiful gardens. We noticed a few peacocks running wild along the top there, and they were really, I wouldn't say friendly, but they were nice to look at. Also at the top is a really big lookout platform.
Yes, there is, isn't there? And great views once again, and we could see back from that platform to where we'd been earlier in the day. This platform had amazing views. We could see other castles and other landmarks in the distance. We could see miles really from there, so great views.
And a great position for a castle.
That's why it's there. Yeah. We walked around the castle grounds, seeing those lovely peacocks. You stopped to have a quick pose with one of them, and we entered into the castle after paying a small fee to get in.
We weren't really thrilled with the castle because it was an empty box, really. It was just a square brick box. There wasn't much in there. You could go to the top and have a look out from the top of the castle, but really there was nothing inside to make you go, oh wow. There was one area outside of the castle where you could go into the cellars and have a look, and that was quite interesting.
Yeah, and then just the odd few outfits, like a knight outfit and a priest outfit, just displayed here and there, but nothing really of much value.
The best part of the castle was actually leaving and going through the exit, because the exit path was like a little museum to the castle. Yeah,
that was it, wasn't it? And there was no hint that was going to be there, to be honest with you, so it was the best bit of the castle. Yeah,
maps,
history.
Lots and lots of history, but not until you leave.
Yeah. So there are two options when exiting the castle. You can either walk back down the pathway back out towards the port, or take the lift.
We'd purchased a return trip, so we decided to take the elevator, the lift, back down. Again, we didn't have to wait. There was nobody before us wanting to come down, so it was a case of just pressing the call button and stepping on the lift and going back down. The lift is one of the main tourist attractions of Cartagena. It's a glass elevator and it gives you some views when you're going up and down.
As we'd been walking for a good few hours now, and it was a very short port of call, we decided to walk back towards the ship.
When we arrived on Sky Princess, the weather was beautiful, the sun was still shining, so we decided to go up to the Lido deck and have a cocktail or two and get some sun. Yeah,
once again it was a lovely morning we had there, but as soon as we started to leave Cartagena for sail away, the wind picked up and the clouds rolled in.
So I've never seen a pool deck clear so fast.
It was awful, really, wasn't it?
It was.
So,
but a beautiful sail away out of the bay. After picking our belongings up that had been scattered by the wind all over the Lido deck, it was around about tea time, so we thought we'd do something that we haven't really done yet, and that's experience afternoon tea on Princess.
Yeah, so we are normally a fan of afternoon tea. We love going out for afternoon tea, and we've tried it on several other ships. So we thought, why not head to the Estrella restaurant, where they have afternoon tea served every day. With afternoon tea, you are offered the usual selection of teas and coffees. They come around offering you a selection of sandwiches and then a selection of cakes. Also available is a selection of scones, which are okay. Not my favourite scones I've ever had, but they were okay.
Yeah, the one criticism I'd have is it's not clotted cream.
Oh yeah, no.
It's just whipped cream
Yeah.
on your scone. It's nice. It's okay. Was it the best afternoon tea we've had on a cruise ship? No.
We've been on Queen Mary too, and we really enjoyed it.
That was an amazing afternoon tea. After our bellies were full with tea and refreshments, we decided to go back to the room just to have a little bit of a rest. We were up early because we knew that Cartagena would be a short port, so we wanted to spend as much time at the destination as possible.
Now, even though we've been back in the room for about 2 hours, it was time for dinner. So can you believe it?
More food on a cruise ship.
More food, yeah. A good job I didn't eat too much in the afternoon tea because we had quite a big meal for dinner. So to start, I had soup once again, minestrone soup.
And I had this prosciutto and melon, which was beautiful, very refreshing and light.
Fab. And then for main, I had the steak.
And for my main, I had the breaded chicken breast with prosciutto again and cream. It was beautiful. A very fancy chicken Kiev.
Now, even though we've both told you what our mains were, our waiter surprised us with a third option. He insisted that we try his choice, which was spaghetti and meatballs. So as you'll see, there were 3 main meals on our table.
Enrico and Lawrence were very attentive. They always gave us their daily recommendations, and if we didn't accept them, they'd always bring us one to try because they were so good. So this was, we had spaghetti and meatballs, and to be fair, it was beautiful.
Yeah, and once again, all our meals were washed down with 2 glasses of Pinot Noir. All 3 of those main meals were spectacular. So we had a fantastic dinner this time in the Soleil restaurant.
For dessert, I had the wonderful tiramisu, and it was beautiful. You could definitely taste the espresso in it.
And I had a hazelnut Freddo, I think it's called. Fido? Something like that.
After another very satisfying meal in the Soleil restaurant, we decided to try something different and go to a bar that we hadn't been in before. So we went down to deck 5 and we went into Bellini's.
Yeah, Bellini's. I don't know why, since we've got to day 11 and we hadn't been in there, but we thought, let's give it a go.
We were quite fortunate because we had a beautiful window seat.
Yeah, it was nice, wasn't it?
And the views were spectacular.
Even though the sea had turned quite rough by that point, hadn't it? So, Bellini's so far, good experience.
After a couple of drinks in Bellini's, it was time to head to Princess Theatre for tonight's cast performance of
5 Skies.
Now, we've been looking forward to this because many dedicated princess cruisers that we'd spoken to during the course of the cruise had said that it's a really, really good show. So they sort of hyped it up for us, and we were both looking forward to it.
So we got there pretty early, we had good seats, and we couldn't wait for it to start.
The princess performers are absolutely fantastic and are a very talented bunch of individuals. 5 Skies show was okay. It was okay. When the scooters came out, I did chuckle. But again, they are very, very talented people. Did I enjoy the show? Would I watch it again? I don't think so.
I don't know. The thing is that you could tell the production of the show and the money spent on the show was actually really high. Disappointing for us is that the concept was based on computer games, and when we were looking around the audience, 90% of the audience are not computer playing
gamers.
Yeah, they're not gamers.
So it'd be quite difficult for them to grasp the concept, maybe.
Yeah. So yeah, I could see this type of performance on a younger, on a ship with a younger clientele, but on a ship like Princess, it went over the heads of most of the cruisers.
Princess have spent a huge amount of money on the production of Five Skies, and you can see that in the visual effects and costuming.
Yeah, oh god, they threw everything at it, isn't it? There was wind machines, there
Scooters.
were sets revolving,
Scooters.
random scooters, bungees, people bungeeing up and down.
Really, really good.
So yeah, the production of it, great. The concept of it, I'm not convinced.
The other criticism that we have is this was the second of only 2 cast production shows.
Yeah, this is a real disappointment for us, wasn't it? That to have the huge number of production staff on board and then only to see them once per week was shocking to us. What a resource that they've missed. So to bring someone from external, so fly in people every single day to perform on the ship, which is what happened, and only have 2 cast performances was crazy to us.
Yeah,
They've got such a talented bunch of performers there, but only managed 2 production shows. What? I don't know why.
We would have liked to have seen them in more. Wouldn't
Yeah.
we?
Oh
Yeah.
yes. Yeah. After the cast production show Five Skies, we headed straight as usual to Princess Live, where tonight was a game show.
Yeah, game show hosted by the entertainments team, and always good fun and always well worth a laugh.
Yeah, definitely. Again, lots of audience participation.
We stayed in Princess Live till the end, 12 o'clock.
Yeah, 12 o'clock.
We hadn't had our fill, so we decided to go to Vista Lounge for a few more drinks.
Yes, so we enjoyed Vista Lounge. Met a few passengers once again, so Vista Lounge always seems to be friendly with meeting people, or it might just be the amount of drinks we've had by that time. But nice conversations with fellow passengers, and after about an hour or so there, we were tired enough and thought we'd head to bed.
Thanks for watching our day 11 video of the port of Cartagena.
Join us tomorrow, day 12, where once again it's a sea day.
Thanks for watching. If you've got any comments or questions, make sure you pop them in the box below and we'll do our best to get back to you.
And please don't forget to like and subscribe. Please.
Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and don't forget to check us out on social media.